Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 73, and today we will be doing battle with Illaoi Fizz. And so, the way this deck has come together is looking to kind of build around the Buru leader. We've got him highlighted here. He's one of the new cards out of the World Walker set. He is the 3-2 for 3 that when you play him, a 1-cost ally starts a free attack. And so I've been looking to build around this guy quite a bit. I initially was trying to use it in an Annie Misfortune deck. It works with Annie. It's a playability. Can give Annie the free attack that activates another playability. These things work nicely with Misfortune. And then as you're playing Misfortune, you can play things like Island Navigator. Use the Booger Leader to make the 1-cost Scout unit attack on your opponent's turn, so you get the free rally attack kind of thing out of that. And so there's lots of nice combos running out of the Annie decks with the Buru Leader. But I haven't really gotten comfortable with one of those lists enough yet to come out and kind of make the video around it. And so I kind of put that one on the shelf for a little bit. And I'm looking to build around the Booger leader the other ways. And so the way that this guy's initially meant to be built around is with Illaoi, right? Illaoi comes out and generates the spawns. There's all of the spawn cards. The tentacle is a 1-cost unit, and the Buru leader gives you an additional way to attack with that 1-cost unit. But I don't feel like that's really enough to warrant its inclusion. And so I wanted to go out and look at what the other kind of 1-drops were. And there's some interesting ones. There's Fizz, there's Kennen. There's a handful of ones that could be kind of useful, and I kind of landed on Fizz. And if you're thinking of how we've been able to take advantage of Fizz here recently, it's been with the likes of, say, Fizz Riven, to where you try to put the Riven Sword on Fizz and then get a free attack, or more recently with the Aphelios Fizz, to where you're trying to put a Papercraft Dragon onto Fizz and then give him some bonuses with the Aphelios weapons. And so, as we kind of like start to look towards fairies a little bit, the other thing that we kind of take note of was the hungry owlcats that get generated from Grandfather Fay. This is something we took quite a bit of advantage of when we were playing the Mask Mother deck, right? We were looking to play the Hungry Owlcat. We would drop a Rainbow Fish on it. We'd drop the Mask Mother onto the Owl, and then we would have the big Mask Mother with the Elusive and the Spell Shield attached to it. And so this isn't the unit that I would really want to be stacking on. But if we're making this like really kind of all any style play to where we're getting a 1-drop unit, we're putting a Rainbow Fish on it, we're getting a free attack out of it. I want to have kind of the redundancy for when things go wrong. And so if we're playing this kind of like 3-pronged attack of 1-drops, we have multiple ways to kind of take advantage of each of these abilities. We should always have, kind of a 1-drop on hand. If things go kind of wrong, then we have the kind of backup. So if we load up a tentacle with a rainbow fish and then our opponent has an answer for it, we should both have a follow-up 1-drop, and then we can just start the chain back all over again. And so I was really looking to add in kind of that redundancy out of the Owlcats. And so if we're looking to play Fizz, we're looking to play Owlcats and Illaoi, that does kind of land us in here to this Fairies deck. I think this is probably one of the stronger ways to come in and take advantage of these free attacks. Everyone knows the double attacks from Papercraft Dragon is pretty powerful. The Rainbow Fish is pretty strong as well. But that kind of redundancy we were talking about works nicely with a lot of these other units. And so if we need to give Illaoi a quick attack or something so that she can attack safely, that's completely fine. We have lots of other great targets with this. Illaoi has Overwhelm, so she's a fantastic target for the double attack. And all of these kind of cards cycle nicely together. And so that's, the big idea that we're coming up with here is having these 1-drops, loading them up with attaches, and then making them attack multiple times. Now, throughout the remainder of the deck, we're playing what I consider to be all of the good spawn cards, right? We're only playing 2 Watchful Idols, only 1 Eye of Nagakaboros. We're not playing any of the Nagakaboros big boys. I think he's fine, but he just doesn't really fit in here. He's not really on theme with what we're trying to pull off, but all of the other cards fit in. Now, in terms of protecting our tentacles themselves, we're looking to go with the stress defense. We can't play heal in these decks because we're not playing Targon, but setting the tentacles health to 6 should be enough to protect it for another round of attacks while still having some decent interactivity with the stress defense. The last interesting unit out here is the Face Sprout. Excuse me, this is the kind of catch-all fairies card. In the fairies, we typically use this to search up for the Face Sprout, or I'm sorry, search up the Gleaming Lantern. If we've already got the Lantern, then we're kind of free to search out the other things, but the utility's all here. And so with these three spells being pretty important, the Face Sprout, the Answered Prayer, and the Stress Defense, we are loaded up on a couple of Conchologists. These can search up these cards as well. And so, with that being that's the deck we'll be battling with today. We do have to go and pay the price. I did call this deck Nothing is Free because we're making all the free attacks, but everyone knows we played the pay-to-win price out here. And I'm going to go with the, not the Watchful Idol, where's the Answered Prayer? Here you go. I think this is going to be our premier way to get the premium spawn on board, the premium tentacle. And so we'll load this one up. Go ahead and turn you premium. The pay-to-win price has been paid, and we are ready for battle. So let's go ahead. Let's jump on in, find ourselves an opponent. All right, off we go. Have to get some sweet big-ass attacks in, am I right? I've been interested in trying out Elise as well. I think that new spider is kind of interesting. The spider that comes out and stuns something, has fearsome. But here, Tentacle Smash is actually kind of an interesting keep. We're not going to play anything on the first turn. And then if he plays Elise on turn 2, we can Tentacle Smash her on turn 3. I think I'm okay with keeping it, and then just getting rid of the Conchologist. I want to keep, like, it's a little awkward, right, in terms of, of what we've done with the deck here. And that we have like pieces of these tentacle ideas, and then we have pieces of the fairies ideas. And sometimes you are going to see hands like this to where it's just kind of awkward. But I think the payoff is still here. I think this will be okay. Grandfather Fae is quite nice here now that we've actually picked up these Blast Cone seedlings. They're pretty... Oh, shit. Overclicked the attack. Oops. They got pretty... the 3 attack allows them to block fearsomes like Elise. I think we want to just drop the Tentacle Smash. He can't interact with it after we've done it. And so it's not like we can play the Tentacle and then he gets to respond to the dude. I think this is okay. Let's just go ahead and boom this Elise so she doesn't get to attack, doesn't get to generate the Spiderling. Boom. Get smashed, bruh. And still, even on its own, without doing other spawn things, that's not a terrible value, right? We still have this 3/1 lingering in the background, and so it can block a fearsome. It can trade with the rando 3/3, or it can just hang out. We did pick up the stress defense, and so if we want to hang on to the tentacle, we have the ways to keep its strength building up. Which kind of tempted to attack with it here. It's going to depend on if he has another play. It's a little suspect when he doesn't bring anything here, but he's going to take so much damage on this attack. I'm fine if he just trades away with the tentacle. Yeah. Big old boom. Might get something out of these free attacks. I don't know. We kind of really want to pick up a Papercraft Dragon-y kind of card. Let's see what we hit with this Face Sprout. Maybe it'll be something cool. It's not. That means Face Sprout's good, but I was hoping for something a little cooler than that. Let's go ahead and make it 3/3. That should be enough to shut down his Elise. I mean, he's got to have, like, a damage source at some point, right? This has to eventually fail. If this is like a brother's bond or something, I think I'm okay with it, but okay. Sure. But just like given the amount of time that he's had and had all this mana built up and not really done anything, it's like something's got to happen eventually, right? The eye is pretty interesting. Like if we burst the eye and then attack with everything, I think that's good. I mean, he can't be in the spot to where he's making value blocks on our Grandfather Fae. It's just way too slow. Withering Wail. Okay. Not super ideal, but ready ready to pop off with these Outcats. We're gonna get some big free attacks coming at him. Or Illauis. Okay. Oh, that guy kind of ruins the free attacks. Okay, we can keep all this mana banked. We're definitely gonna Tentacle Smash this turn, and so we're gonna have something to spend the mana on. Should get a pretty big Illaoi attack this turn. I dig it. You gonna make your big boy coming out with the 6/6 thing? Sure. I mean, we can, like, if he spends all of his mana on tie bulk here, we can stress defense the tie bulk and then tentacle smash him again. I think that's pretty safe. Get boomed, bruh. Smash him. Okay. You got it. All right, then when it comes to attacking with Illaoi, it will... Aw. Dick. We're trying to do cool stuff, and then you just come out here like that. But I was going to say with Illaoi, you typically want to have her attack to the right of the tentacle. You want to see the tentacle strike so that she can get this extra damage in. Not always relevant, but can be. You can also see a world where if she's like really close to flipping, you'll want to be her to be on the left. Well, she won't get the bonuses, right? The spawn bonus, the tentacle bonus. I'm a little suspicious of what's about to happen. I'm leaning towards... I wanted to see if we couldn't hit hit an attach and then drop it onto the hungry Outcats. It's not how it looks like it's going to happen here, but that was the idea for the turn. It's playing the Ruination in this deck, huh? Alright. I was a little suspicious of something that was going to happen there. I was like thinking in my brain piece what kind of AoE he's going to bring to the board. But, alright. Man, he's at 14? I thought he was at like 3. Uh-oh, we picked up the Rainbow Fish, though? How much can we hit for this turn? This would be 3 with the Sea's Voice, and then 9 in total. We need to get a little bit more going, but we can do Buru Leaders next turn if we need to. I think we might get, say, like, drop an Outcat, drop a Crescent Strike, and then we can look into next turn to doing the Buru Leader. Or, I mean, well, he's dropping stuns on the Outcats now. That's not ideal. I was going to say, we can potentially just go for a lethal attack with these Outcats. Maybe this is the way to go about it. Like here, we can go ahead and load up with Rainbow Fish. If he drops another dude because he's being kind of weird, right, then we still have this Crescent Strike. If he doesn't, I think we're good to just attack. You're being weird, bro. You're being weird. Withering Whale plus Vile Feast. Ah, damn. Okay. Well, at least we get our Rainbow Fish back out of it. He's down to 1 card. Alright, the Buru Leaders ready for battle. I think we just pass. I mean, I don't know. It feels like if he's just passing here... Oh, nice, the Watchful Idol. It feels like we're just about to get popped by a Ruination. But it's tough to tell. We're gonna go for the big booms though. None of this amateur stuff. We're gonna get the spawn. We're gonna put the fish on it. We're gonna get the brew leaders going. This is gonna be sweet. Sure. People playing all these drains. I swear. Some people in the world just don't like having fun. It's pretty standard. Pretty standard. Now this is a little tough. Like I don't want to get super invested in these spawns, and then just have him have him get to hit us with a vengeance. And so we can go for the big boy here because we had spell mana banked up, but I didn't want to get like a ton involved on this tentacle. Just to have him be like, herder, it's a vengeance. I still feel like that's the way this is about to go. With him having 2 cards and just dartling around like this, but we'll see. Guess at least we didn't have to waste a Buru leader. Alright, how's this dumb shit work? The last spell you played, so he's gonna get the vengeance back. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. Alright. Let's see how fast he goes for it. I'm kind of like envisioning we get an attack in with a Papercraft Dragon this turn. Redraws go hard. Okay. So he's still got the vengeance. There's nothing we can do about that. I'm going to drop Papercraft Dragon and just expect it to die. It's going to be really tough for us to beat this Catalog of Regrets. Alright, so he gets the vengeance back. Fizz is a decent answer. Too bad we just gave up on the Papercraft Dragon. But if we want to go with Fizz, we're gonna have to find a we're gonna have to find a burst spell. Ooh, he gives up on his vengeance. If we don't play anything else, he'll pick up Whispered Words. I don't necessarily feel like that's any better. At least gets to go hard. Okay, let's be real. This game's done. Come on, where's the thing? All right. That was interesting, though. Like, I feel like it wasn't so much all the drains and everything that caused the problems as much as it was getting to the Inferno thing on the board. Once everything got to the +1 attack, that's when the Withering Whales and everything really started to matter. And so, that was interesting. Alright, what are we doing here? I don't want to start with Fizz, right? We're not that kind of aggro deck. I think we can hang on to the Conchologist just to make sure we have an early play against action here. And then we'll cycle away with the rest of the stuff. Okay. I don't think we'll end up playing the Conchologist. We can start off with the Watchful Idol, but, well, we did just get the spawn draw, though. You run into these awkward things, right, to where you want to play Face Sprouts and search for the fairies, but if you spend your mana wrong, you just don't get to do it. So, okay. I'm alright just to pass here. All the answered prayers. Do we want to just go big? It's like he doesn't have anything on board, so he can't strike down the tentacle. I think this is okay just to drop a big one. Right, there's no removal spells out of Bandle City Shurima that he can drop onto the tentacle right now. That's how you get your 6/6 on board on the 3rd turn. Man, I had some of these games turn up like this to where you get this giant unit on board, and then you're on the even attacks and just have Illaoi on the 4th turn. Just a massive amount of damage coming in. Not what's happening here, but lots of possibilities that way. Oh, time to pivot. see what we can do here. Guaranteed to find something cool with the face sprout. Here's a rainbow fish. That's probably the safe choice here. We can go ahead and rainbow fish up the tentacle. Again, I don't think that they're going to have fantastic ways to come in and interact with this thing. Andy can get overwhelmed. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Don't think we're going to need it, but let's get that rainbow fish down. And again, if you're not familiar with the interactions, he's playing Shurima, so you have to worry about quicksand. If you quicksand and attach, it still keeps the elusive. So if he drops quicksand on the tentacle, he's not going to be able to block it with this board. It keeps the rainbow fish elusive. Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. It's tempting to just go ahead and drop an answered prayer here, but we can get pretty close to lethal on our next attack. If we go for +4 and play Fizz, that would get us an extra 6 damage. 6? How close is that to lethal? We would need to be up to 11, and we would have 15 at that point. Okay. Lots of elusive stuff. Did you disconnect on us, bro? You did not disconnect on us. There we go. No phones in the toilet just yet. Do we want to go ahead and drop Fizz? This is kind of interesting. It's like we can play Fizz and then just play the little answered prayer. I think I kind of like this. Does leave our tentacle a little susceptible to damage next turn, but it's going to be tough for Renekton to deal with that. Let's just go for it. Let's go in on this and see what happens. Nothing wrong with going all in on occasion. So many damages. Look at that. If we had a Nakagaboros, we'd be flipping next turn. It feels like a dangerous attack with Fizz. I don't want the quicksand to be like that good. Alright, let's just pass. Alright. So maybe we shouldn't have dropped Fizz, but we're still making the biggest plays. Feeling really good about it. Papercraft Renekton? I like what you're about, dude. I like what you're about. We get any interactivity here? No. This is the problem with playing Bilgewater Conchologist. So many of these cards are just shitty. What does this thing do? Deal 2 randomly to an enemy or the enemy nexus, then create flow in hand. Flow is heal. Alright. May flip a Fizz or something next turn if we get the ebb and flow going. Is he just gonna kill us? F. Okay. F. I guess his big plays were a little bit stronger than our big plays. GG, my dude. I like what you're about there. I know, Fizz. That's one of the things I was kind of considering with this, though, is where dude's just played Papercraft Dragon, he's probably not playing the fairy package. I'm curious how much you actually need the fairy package. It's just so powerful to pass up on. I really enjoy having access to it. Another really awkward hand. We want to go for the fairies, or do we want to go for the Illaoi build? And up against this Swain Annie, I think we're wanting to be more like fairy centric here. It's a little bit awkward in that I don't want to play Grandfather Fae on turn 2, and so I do like being able to generate the extra unit out of the spawns, but I think we want to try and either find a cheaper play, which we got out of Answered Prayer, or we want to dig up another fairy. Oh, Annie from opponent. Let's see what happens. If he's not going to be aggressive, then we can certainly wait this out a little bit.
Everyone here is so cool.
Seems like a reasonable target. Don't need him leveling up his Swain too quickly. Getting that non-combat damage in. Lantern Bro on board. Why is he not playing anything? It's a little tough. Like, if he was gonna vengeance us, he should have just let out with it. It's a little awkward getting in the attack after the fact. Okay. Doing some draining. Okay, we'll go ahead and drop the Owlcat. I want to put one of these attaches on the Owlcat next turn. He's going to be our big booms for the game. Counting on these spell shields to do something. This would be really sweet if we had the additional mana here, and we're getting to start the Owlcat booms already. Not quite the case. He doesn't bring in Swain. I was ready to block Swain with the what do you call it? The Gleaming Lantern. Not necessary now, but the thing that would be a disaster next turn is if we attack with the Owlcat and then the double attack damage just isn't enough. Here they come. The booms are en route, my dude. Feels good. Feels good. I don't know how you all feel about this, but I feel like it's pretty good. Making things happen. Uh-oh. Is he just going to have the double removal for the Owlcat? Shit's annoying when people do that. Alright. You're really bringing it, Hungry Owlcat. You're bringing it. Okay, so we can drop the Booru leader. Should be good enough to take down Swain. And I think we can call it a day there. Then I guess we'll be switching to the Illaoi plan. We still feel the same now that he has the new unit on board? Let's pivot a little bit. Pick up a second Papercraft. Nice to throw on Illaoi, but I'm curious if it's ever going to be relevant at this point. It's almost tempting to just pick up Flower Child because we can load the Flower Child up with the Rainbow Fish and then hit it with the... Can't hit for enough elusive, but then we can at least get a good free attack in that way. Okay. Not going to play it just yet. We'll start in on this next turn. We're going to have to do this, aren't we? Not a fan. Not a fan. That Swain's really close to flipping. I wanted to get another unit on board to block him. We could potentially, depending on how fast he does stuff here, we could Rainbow Fish the Tentacle and then get the Booru leader in for 6. I feel like it's probably just going to get stunned, and that feels like really dangerous if like we invest two things into one and then he has the stun to shut it down. He goes bird. Interesting. Interesting. I really want to just go for it here. It's like how close to lethal is he if he gets this going? The stun thing coming out of Swain is fairly scary. Okay. That's it? Alright, dude. I was expecting more. Yeah, if we just had one more mana, we could have really gone for it this turn. It says, oh shit though, Bust is bringing it now. I have to imagine he doesn't have something like Ravenous Flock in hand. If he had a Flock, he would have just boomed our Owlcat and then and brought it down that way. And so I think we're okay here. Like Scorched Earths don't do anything. He needs a bunch of stuns to get out of this. I think this is okay. You can still start a free attack on your stunned unit as well. So maybe he'll play something dumb and then drop the Leviathan. He'll be like, all right, cool, dude. Good stuff. Thanks for bringing it. Vile Feast. All right. Oh, we had an impact. Nice. I knew we had the lethal. GG. All right. Glad we got a win. I don't feel like this is the 0-8 deck. we'll get there eventually, but I don't feel like this is it. Jin Annie. I'm surprised we haven't been running into this as much. I thought this was going to be one of the kind of more obvious and common decks coming at us from this format. But here with this double Lantern start, we're going to go full fairies, and so I'll go ahead and get rid of this Watchful Idol. It's not going to be on theme with what we're doing, and then a pretty perfect draw on the Face Sprout. Excellent. All right, you got us for 2, Annie. Then we have the real decision here. Do we want to play the Conchologist? It doesn't interact well with like a ton of the stuff that they do, but it does give us the opportunity to double Face Sprout next turn. I think we just want to bank the mana here. So I'm going to pass on this. We'll see if he plays something like really aggressive. If he's like Herder, here's a couple of Legion Rearguards, then we're going to have to get involved. But with what he's put down here now, all right, fine. Now these cards suck so much. Ebb might be reasonable here. If we get like a 2-for-1 and then we get a heal out of it, that'd be fine. This attack's always safe as well. We're kind of stuck blocking a Crackshot Corsair, and so we get to prevent the damage if he actually opens on us. Okay. Not the turbo aggressive, but he does get to flip his Annie here. And he's got a Jin in hand. Alright. Oh, she needs 6, not 4. My bad. Alright, game, time to power up. Let's do our power-ups, right? Do you have a second Jin in hand? Thought another card flipped, or was that just Tibbers going to hand? It's Tibbers. Okay. Yeah, I can't play any of these. That's not a complete disaster, but it's pretty abysmal. Alright. I'm going to go with the Telescope. It's just the cheapest option that we have here. Really sucks not getting a play this turn, though. Get that Moon Mud, though. Give me some of that Moon Mud. I think Moon Silver is probably where we want to be. We don't need this expensive stuff. We just need to come out here and not die. And it's interesting with the Telescope. He only cost us 1 mana, and so he now becomes a target for a target for the Buru leader.
Stay in school, Larry. You'll make something of yourself yet.
I already made something. Fire!
Got one. What do you do? Heal an ally or your Nexus. Okay. Gotcha. Does Jin flip off of this? A lot of abilities coming on the board here.
Easy does it.
Okay. See if we can't kill this Jin. This is a fairly scary way to go. Oh, you didn't even take damage. What? What? All right. We're due for a little recovery. Come on, fairies, you can do it. Well, we got a rainbow fish, but we're pretty far behind in all of the combos. We can get like the quick quill and put that on Illaoi. Maybe we just put the rainbow fish on Illaoi and hope that our blockers are enough.
Life is too short for fear.
Or I mean, we can. The rainbow fish costs 0 here. We can bring out the tentacles and put the rainbow fish on the tentacles. Maybe that's the way we go about it. And next turn, we're kind of open to do some stuff here.
It's Kythera, Annie. Hey, Tibbers.
Through my work, you shall transcend.
All right. I'm afraid we're a turn too slow, though. Does this just kill Illaoi? Nope. All right.
I will allow for no mistake.
Come on, cards, do stuff. The important thing for us to have happen here. Just do stuff, cards. Oh, you're gonna be lame, aren't you? I can already tell this is gonna be lame. Oh, I was going for Illaoi. Okay, that's fine. See what I'm doing fuck all this game, so. Alright, dude, here comes the cool stuff. I hope you're out of stuns. He does have Tibbers in hand, but we're gonna get our cool stuff going now. He might have. God damn it.
And dead.
You're okay, Donnie.
Or is he putting that on Illaoi? Oh, cool. Interesting.
I knew you'd find your mark eventually.
I think we probably have to keep these Gleaming Lanterns back just to block. We might be able to pull this off next turn. He's only got one other card. He's gonna get to like play Tibbers if he wants, but I'm not entirely sure what all dumb shit's gonna spew off from these play abilities. But I think we might be okay here.
The curtain rises.
Let's go, Fang.
So he's gonna try and boom us with this Tibbers, right? The Tibbers to come down and take advantage of the Gleaming Lanterns and stuff.
Places, people.
I think we just got to prevent as much damage as we can.
Persistence is key.
Are we short by 1? Oh, that says neg 9 now. Okay. Looks like stuff's happening. Alright.
Prepare.
One-time dealer. What's he need? He needs like 2 play abilities for Jin. Jin's dumb thing to kick to face. Ah, man, losing that Illaoi is pretty painful here. That was what was that was what was making this would have been a lethal right here if we had Illaoi on that previous attack. That one spawn.
Is it not?
Alright. Did we do it? Did we do it, fam? He's got 2 cards we don't know about. We could pivot to just playing Fizz, right? And then we can protect Fizz with the... Well, not really. We have to give him elusive with the Moonsilver. Okay. Did we get it? Did we get it? Fuck. What a lame-o. Alright. Alright, people. People out here being lame today. But I think that game would have realistically been winnable if we hit on that first Face Sprout. I think that's realistically what took that game away from us. If we would hit any 2-drop and we could have just been a little bit more defensive there, I think we would have been okay. But just having that turn to where we completely whiffed and didn't get to drop the fairy and then missed out on that 2 mana, I think that was enough to push us beyond the edge. All right, another awkward hand to where we get half of each deck. I mean, maybe this is the problem with the deck, is where we need to just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if we should be taking like the lantern package out and just playing the rainbow fish. I think that idea still kind of works, but these hands are just ultimately really awkward. But against the Lysandra deck, I think we probably need to be just as aggressive as we can. It's just, I'm okay with the answered prayer. Let's just keep this. There's not too much else we could really mulligan into. We'd be mainly looking for like Face Sprouts. Well, we got the big Illaoi draw now. Going for it. Got all the cool cards. The full combo is abound.
Day for sailing. Life is too short for fear.
Oh, does not seem like a spot for the Preservarium. Wouldn't be surprised to see an avalanche come down after this, so we should get to hang on to Illaoi, but then we lose out on the rest of our units. That's not the worst thing in the world. Okay. Oh, he's predicting. Oh, that does both. It's the other one. It's the landmark generator that you have to pick. All right.
I will weave my own path.
Let's get this shit going. So we still have the tentacle. That's going to be the big thing for next turn. Let's do this. Let's drop the lantern. Follow the moon mud. Drop the rainbow fish on the cheap. Get ready for battles. Alright, feeling decent about that. Feeling decent. Bringing in the big damages for sure. Lame.
If only you were made of rock.
Alright. Do we ever have ways to get kills this turn with the Buru guy? What do we got? We can play a This is going to be it. This is going to be how we do it. I'm going to go ahead and cupcake that one. Grandfather Faye. Hungry Owlcat. Oh, he can block. Did we do it too early? Did we emote too early? Uh-oh. Let's do another emote so we act like that was intentional. Maybe we should have waited a turn. Maybe. We can technically boom one of these down with our tentacle. It's kind of tempting to do, but we get so blown out if he has another flash freeze. Let's just take it slow with the seedling. Sure. Alright, we're probably fine, right? They don't have rallies in this deck. Lighted Ravine, okay. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of our ability to win this now. I feel like we might have button pushed a little too early, but Illaoi's going huge now. Look at that neg 33 coming at you. Yeah, that feels good. Shit, that gets rid of the overwhelms. Can't get rid of the elusive though. All right. Whew. Whew. If there's anything I've ever taught you all, it's don't emote too early. GG. Okay. What we got here? Some Ezreal and Jhin? Sure. Alright, so we definitely don't want the eye. It's tough like having Illaoi and just not wanting it in your opening hand, but it's like if we're on the even attack, she's pretty strong, but on the odd attacks, I'm not exactly sure if this is where we want to be, especially when we don't have any other spawn stuff in our hand. Like, I don't think the eye is worth keeping. This can't be the first spawn card you're playing. So let's hang on to the Grandfather and then just search for other good stuff. Okay. We'll keep the Grandfather face safe a little bit here. Like, I don't think we need to be in a big hurry with this Boom Crew rookie just to prevent the point of damage. So let's do this. Let's start with Face Sprout. See if we hit a Gleaming Lantern. We did. We're the best. And then I was like, if we miss on the Gleaming Lantern, we can still just play the Sea's Voice. But now we're in a spot to just get all of our big boys on board. Our Owlcat is protected. He's ready to make his free attacks. We don't have the dude yet, but the Owlcat is ready. There he is. Speaking of the devil. All right, I'm ready for my lethals. Where do I sign up? Where do I sign up? Alright, I don't think we need any of our spells here. So we'll drop the Conchologist, try to get a big open next turn. Wallop's kind of interesting, but we don't have enough time to play it. All right, we'll just take the answered prayer. All right, I think this looks good. Don't want to have to stress defense with Lantern. We may find ourselves needing to do it, but... What? Kind of shenanigans are you up to, bro? Why didn't we... Oh no, what? The Outcat costs 0? Fuck. I guess that's a thing. What a disaster. I bet we lose this game now.
I have my orders.
Oh, the Outcat costs 0. You gotta be kidding me. F.
See it coming behind you.
Easy does it.
Got an Ignition in hand. Got a Gen in hand. Okay. Ugh. We gotta get this on the open next turn. Alright, hopefully that's enough. Uh-oh. He's emoting. That can't be good, right? Sure. Alright, well that one's on me. I kind of set all of that up thinking that we were going to be able to get a free attack on a unit that couldn't get a free attack. And so we could have done that a little bit differently if we'd suspected we'd have been able to get that extra attack in. Could have set up a tentacle or something. Alright, lots of weird shit going on with this. No two ways around that. Okay, back to Annie Gen. Sure. Alright. Got a fairy draw with a tentacle smash in it. It's like the smash is kind of odd in this matchup. It's like, it's nice to be able to play it on turn 3, right? You can say bank on turn 1, play a 2-drop, and then you can play tentacle smash on turn 3. But it doesn't like work nicely with this collection of cards that we have. I feel like the tentacle smash is probably what we need to be doing early. Well, he's not starting with Annie. That feels a lot better, though. Okay. And now Illaoi. I'd really like to give Illaoi the double strike, but this is like come together so strangely. Gotta cheat all our mana every turn with the papercraft, most certainly. Coming for you, Spiderling. Look out, bruh. Tentacle Smash is pretty good against Annie, though, right? Doesn't put any damage on the tentacle, since she only has 0 power. Oh. Alright, and I'm okay to give up the Gleaming Lantern now. We don't have any other real plays. Like, if the Outcat gets killed off and we have to play an expensive Papercraft Dragon at this point, I think it's probably okay. Just physically playing Blade's Edge. Wow. Wow. Okay. Trying to fit in all the spells, I guess. I haven't seen a Blade's Edge in years. I guess there's some Katarina decks out there, but the physical card, maybe even centuries since I've seen a Blade's Edge.
Let's go make some friends, Tibbers.
All right, make some friends with this. It's only got one fast spell at this point. That does not seem ideal. Alright, what's your big play, my dude? I could tell you got a big one in the mix. Interesting. Well, how much can we burst in for here? This isn't that last dude that was playing the Shadow Isles version. This dude's playing Noxus. And so, like, this will be 10 off the Owlcat, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it'd be too short with the eye. I mean, it's just too much damage to pass on. Let's be real. Now it's just like a matter of having a full board. It's not a lethal, and we don't have any of the combos together. But this Owlcat damage is huge. Okay. Can't imagine that's the path to victory.
Ah, a beautiful day for sailing.
Game. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling good. Haven't punted this one anyway. Opponent hasn't been doing too much stuff. I feel like this one's good for us. Okay.
Stand and be tested.
A little puncture and a lot of pain.
Man, he's really hating on this grandfather Faye. Get that butt mud going. Alright, I think we're fine. There it is. There's the victory. GG. Alright, coming in on that final battle. Let's see if we can't get one of these big plays in here. Something super sweet. That's what life's all about. Life's not about playing drains, okay? Okay, so this is gonna remind me of the guy in the 40-Year-Old Virgin talking about what life's all about. The dirty Sanchez and the rusty trombone, the butthole pleasures. God, I forgot about that. I haven't seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin in ages. There's like a handful of movies in my life that I've gone to see in the theater multiple times, and the 40-Year-Old Virgin was one of those movies we like went and watched, and then immediately were like, when are we coming back? Like, we gotta come back and see this one again. And I saw that one a couple times. I know Kill Bill was one I saw a couple times. It's all incredibly good stuff. Whoa. I think this is fine. I'll trade the tentacle for a sharp sight if that's his idea. This is one of the things that worries me about playing cards like Watchful Idol, when they can come down and just trade for it with their challengers. Like, I'm really kind of interested in playing Petrocyte Broadwings in this format because it's so good, and the challengers are so good against Annie, right? Having a 0 attack unit's pretty scary, but then they're also pretty good against like Illaoi, and just people forget about them. Is this really just a misfortune? Well, that one was easier. Don't know what kind of weird draw that dude had, but we'll take it. We'll take whatever it takes to get us back up to 50-50. Good job, guys. No losing record for this deck to date. And so we could pull this up and talk about it a little bit more. That's like I think the concept is okay, right? In terms of the Buru leader, we had a lot of games and a lot of turns to where we could just get this giant blast of damage in. This was a real big deal with the rainbow fish and getting that damage going. We didn't get any of the Fizz turns together. We didn't get any like Illaoi Papercraft Dragons together, but we did get a lot of work together with the Buru leader. And so there might be something here. The fairy package ultimately just felt pretty awkward. It's like we're not doing enough fairy stuff to really make it worth it. But then again, on some of those games, it was pretty good. But it's like, if you're going to be going kind of like all in on the spawns, the only other places we have to pick up spawns are the one watchful idol, and then the only other ones available are the Eye of Nakakaburosaurus, and then there's the 5-cost dude that spawns 3, and then the giant monster. And so you can see in these games how powerful it is when you're turning off this curve of the watchful idol into the answered prayer, into the Sea's voice, into Illaoi. Like, that tentacle is like legit incredibly tough to deal with. But if you have a draw that's just like answered prayers into Illaoi, that doesn't feel nearly as good. And so I'm not entirely certain how I feel about the tentacles. If it just needs like one more card to be incredibly powerful, or if we're just kind of approaching things in a poor way. Because I do like a lot of the concepts of this deck. And the thing that I think I like about it the most is you're generating a lot of your units off of spell mana, right? If you're playing Tentacle Smash is what I really like the most out of this deck. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Tentacle Smash land outside of the Spawns deck, and this just be a good removal spell. And so I was pretty happy with the Tentacle Smash, but outside of it, a lot of this was fairly awkward. Like, drawing Watchful Idols on turn 3 or turn 4 feels pretty terrible. If the Sea's voice isn't upgrading a tentacle, that feels pretty terrible. And so I'm not entirely sure where I stand on this stuff. And so this was the kind of like the first way that I felt like we could take advantage of the tentacles. The other way I'm kind of curious if we can't do with this is to take advantage of them with slays. And so to play something like Illaoi Kindred and then have access to Atrocity, so if we get that giant tentacle, we have a way to throw it face. But then if we're kind of like off the tentacle plan, and we're just using the tentacles to generate a unit, then we can still sacrifice them to like Glimpse Beyonds, or we can sacrifice it to a Spirit Leech so we can draw the cards and then not really worry about the tentacle ideas. But that's a story for another day. We'll maybe swing back to that another time. The idea here was to be fully taking advantage of this Buru leader. And we did. We certainly ran into some awkward times to where we had the 0 attack unit, and we missed some attacks with this thing. And so I'm curious if in a couple of spaces, like, what if instead of playing like Blast Cone Seedlings, if we were playing something like Loping Telescope? And so the idea being, if we have a lantern on board, and then we get the 1-cost telescope, then that gives us an additional way to get attacking units out of this. And if you're more craftily playing your units, then you can try for the 1-cost Owlcat or a 1-cost 3-drop, like just all kind of depending on your lantern status. And so there might be something there. I think the realistic usage of the Buru leader here, if we're going to use it with Fizz, is looking towards these other decks. I could see this being pretty useful in Fizz Riven, especially if there's another just like good 1-drop to play it on. and not be stuck out here with the Illaois. And so maybe that'll be another thing for another day. I've already mentioned I'm interested in playing this with Annie, and having a playability with Annie, and having this ability with Misfortune, and Misfortune having the playability as well. And so there may be something there, but a lot of this just felt like really awkward, right? Whenever you see one of these hands come up to where it's like, okay, well, I've got an Answered Prayer and an Illaoi, and I've got a Gleaming Lantern and a Face Sprout. Like, you have to pick one, right? You can't just be half-assing it. You have to pick one of those routes to go after. And that just feels terrible. And so I feel like our support to Illaoi here just wasn't good enough. And so we could probably just come out and remove all of these support things. And then maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something not in terms of using Buru Leader with the attaches. And so I think in terms of putting ourselves together a really good and strong ladder climber, we probably missed the mark on that. But for being day 2 of the format, I feel like this is a pretty good video to kind of like show off some of these concepts and some of these ideas that we've had. Get a chance to play with the tentacles, get a chance to play with Buru Leader, maybe get to use the Buru Leader with some attaches or something. I feel like there's some decent concepts here, and our execution was poor, but it does give us some ideas for other things. And then depending on what gets printed in the future, might be something worth coming back and circling around to and revisiting. But nonetheless, even though it wasn't the most successful deck, the most successful run, I had good fun with this. I had a good time with this, and I hope you did as well. And so, with that being that, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. You maybe you learned how to get the cheap attacks for free. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.